What's going on, guys? DeAre back again with another video, and today we are going to be hitting some chest and shoulders. Going to be a good push day today. I'm going to run you guys through the routine that I'm doing right now. Really want to have more of a focus today. Probably going to be on on building the chest. Well, I shouldn't say building the chest because we're on a cut, so it's like we're not really building muscle. It's more so preserving as much muscle as we can. But really the goal is to just get, some good movements in and good blood circulation and everything, and really just get a good pump today for the most part. And then at the end of the workout, we'll do a pose down and see how the physique is coming along and everything. But yeah, man, overall today I'm feeling pretty good. Got a good amount of energy. I had a couple of for my first meal that I had today. I just had a couple of Rice Krispie bars, and now I'm about to have a little bit of some Scooby fruit snacks, man. So this is gonna get like a little bit of glucose going, and it actually enhances your pumps. I started doing this about like 2 months ago, where if I really wanted to feel like a great pump, having a little bit of something that has like some sugar in it, or like some glucose and things like that, really can enhance the pump and really get some good circulation as far as like veins and things like that. So we're gonna see how this hits today. And then later on today, actually, I'm going to do a little bit of a refeed type of day, like more of a carb up day. So following this workout, hey, we finna have us a little bit of pancakes, probably like some eggs and things like that post workout. So really just, yeah, man, I'm really just finna go in here, go at it as hard as I can. And yeah, man, it should be a pretty good day. So we about to hit this gym in a second. So I catch you in there. All right, guys, so we are about to do just like a little bit of a warm-up. I like to do this pretty much before every session, and we're pretty much just gonna warm up the rotator cuff, because before I had pulled my rotator cuff, or like kind of had like a mini tear in it, so now I have to like always make sure I warm up the rotator cuff and kind of just do a little bit of stretching before the workout. And then yeah, we're gonna go into some chest, probably hit like some cable ladder raises and stuff like that. So let's get it.
Good again. I've been nothing but a girl who really should be nothing less.
All right, guys, so the first exercise is going to be a cable lateral raise. I like to do this kind of like as a little bit of a like a warm-up / like pre-exhaustion type of move, but it's really great obviously to like build the side delts, really fatigue them, because then later on we're going to go into some dumbbell lateral raises, and then we're really going to feel it, and it's really going to kind of like cap us off and things like that. So we're going to start with some cable lateral raises, one arm. Ooh. I like to just like grab the cable, as you can see right here. I have it set all the way at the bottom, and then we're just going to kind of balance ourselves, hold on to something, and then we're just going to extend out and then slowly come on down. Pause, and then slowly come on down. So we're gonna do about 3 sets of this. Yeah. Yeah. Boom. Then we're gonna hit the other side.
Cause you're gonna get burned. Yeah, you're gonna get burned. Yeah, you're gonna get burned.
All right, let's see if we could get like an incline bench or something like that. Otherwise, we'll move on to some machine presses. All right, so we got ourselves a little bit of a incline bench that's free, which is good. So we're gonna hit some incline bench on the Smith machine. Probably go about 4 sets here, really focusing on the contraction. So we're gonna come down, pause, and then we're gonna slowly come on back up, or I should just say kind of like press up. But the main thing is that I wanna come down and really hold it right there and then press up. So I'm gonna go for about, yeah, like I said, like 4, maybe even 5 sets. We'll see we'll see how we're feeling, and gradually raise the weight each time. And this is what's called progressive overload, guys, which is what you want to do, especially when you're trying to build muscle. But even for me, since I'm on this cut, I definitely want to make sure that I'm maintaining as much of my mass as I can, even though we constantly keep decreasing the calories and going lower in weight though. But overall, really just want to make sure you're getting good contractions in the gym. You're not rushing through the movement. So I'll always preach like pause reps. So yeah, let's get it. All right, guys, it's been a pretty good pump so far. Now we're gonna move on to some pec deck flies. Obviously, this is to target pretty much like the whole chest. The way I like to look at it is when you're doing like press movements such as bench press, incline bench press, things like that, that's more so to kind of like build your foundation, build like the overall fullness. And then when you come to more so an isolation exercise such as, pec deck or cable flies or anything like that, that's more for like sculpting, right? So first you build the base, you build the nice foundation, and then you go in with the isolations to really kind of like sculpt the chest so we can really get that nice like plate of armor look. Combine that with like cutting consistently and being in a calorie deficit, and it really creates that aesthetic, nice proportion type of look. So we're about to hit another 4 sets of this. Yeah. And when I come together, I really like to squeeze and kind of like hold it and then kind of slowly come back. Really gets a great pump. Yep. Yeah. 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 Woo. I usually go about till failure, or at least kind of like close to failure. That's the only way that you're really gonna go, guys. You gotta really, take those reps as far as you can for the most part.
As the leaves start falling down and the shadows above our town, I can finally see you now. I see the fear inside your eyes, I see the pain hidden in your smile. I can finally see you now. Oh, we're radiate all over the world. We used to radiate, yeah, radiate, but now we're drowning. As the
Ugh. All right, guys. So for lunch, today is kind of like I said before, a little bit of a refeed, kind of carb up day. So I got me a little bit of eggs. I got 3 eggs here. That's about, I don't know, that's probably like 12 to 15 grams of protein. And then I made me some pancakes. I used 90% sugar-free syrup. So the calories is like 10 calories for 2 tablespoons. So if you're ever going to use syrup, always make sure to go with the super low calorie version, because you can use literally as much as you want and you're probably not even going to pass 50 calories whatsoever on it. I did put on just like a little bit of butter. I did a tablespoon of butter, and then just like regular pancake mix. I'm not really too big into, say, like protein pancakes or anything like that, because I personally just think they taste awful. So I'm like, look, if I'm going to do pancakes, I'm going to do pancakes, and I'm just going to plan for it. So then my whole day is kind of centered around, okay, we're going to have this nice meal of pancakes that we enjoy. And then for dinner, I'm probably going to go with some more sweet potatoes and maybe like a lean ground beef burger, right? 96%. So I'll probably do something around there. And our macros and calories for the day is probably going to total to around like 2,100, 2,200, which I'm totally fine with for, you know, a refeed day. Our pump was pretty good today, man. Our pump was pretty good. Our shape is coming back in. Like I said, I was holding a lot of water in the last video. So this video, I could tell like a lot of that water is kind of washed out, which is good. So we're starting to get that nice full, tighter type of look, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm definitely happy with the progress that we're making. So before we close it out, guys, I just want to leave you with a little bit of a word. And we're going to continue on in the book of Daniel. So we're on to Daniel 3. Now, a little bit of context about Daniel 3 is King Nebuchadnezzar, he ends up of Babylon, he ends up building this golden statue. And we can assume that this is probably like a statue of himself, right? And he builds this large golden statue. It's comparably probably to around like the size of the Washington Monument, right? So he builds this gigantic statue of himself, and he makes a decree that everyone in the entire kingdom has to bow down and worship this statue when certain music is played, certain instruments are played. Whenever anyone hears that music being played, everyone has to drop down and they have to bow to King Nebuchadnezzar's statue, right? So he's completely, you know, idolizing himself, and he wants worship from everyone in the Babylonian Empire, right? Now, Daniel has these 3 friends who are also working in the kingdom of Babylon, right? And their names are Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Now, obviously, they worship the Lord, right? They worship the God of heaven. They worship Yahweh. Right? So they actually refuse to bow down to this statue that King Nebuchadnezzar has created. And so King Nebuchadnezzar summons them and he asks them, is this true that you are refusing to worship my statue? Are you refusing to worship my idol? And King Nebuchadnezzar tells them, he's like, if you guys do not worship my statue, then you will be thrown into blazing fire. You will be thrown into a furnace of fire, right? And killed. And so he asked them, who will save you from the furnace of fire? You know, what God is going to save you from this furnace of fire? Can your God save you from this? And they answer, yes. And that's what I want to read here in Daniel. So it says, Daniel 3, verse 16, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we have no need to answer you in this matter. But if this is the case, our God, whom is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, he will deliver us from your hand, O king. But if not, then let it be known to you, O king, that we will not worship the gold image which you have set up. So long story short, King Nebuchadnezzar is pissed at this, and he has Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego thrown into a furnace of fire. Now, an amazing thing happens. A miracle happens. After he throws them into this furnace of fire, he actually sees a 4th man in the fire. And he says, he's like, oh my gosh, it looks like there is the Son of God in the furnace with them. And they end up coming out and walking out of the fire, and they are not touched whatsoever. They're not harmed whatsoever. They're completely protected by God. God protects them from being burned at all. And King Nebuchadnezzar falls on his face. He's like, truly, your God is the God of gods, the Almighty, right? So the reason I wanted to read that is because, heck, even into today's time, Satan, he wants us to bow down. He wants us to conform to this world, right? So he wants us to bow down to whether that be money, whether that be power, whether that be success, whether that be women, like lust or, sex, whatever it is, right? Whatever the God is in someone's life, that's what Satan is trying to captivate them by, trying to force them to bow down to that. Because if they bow down to that and they make these idols that we have today or that we've always had, if he's able to get you to bow down to that, then you're not going to be pursuing the Lord, right? You're going to be pretty much rejecting God to fully consume yourself and all of these other idols that the world has to offer. And the reason why I wanted to read that, because even when faced with death by a fiery furnace, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they stay true to their faith. They say, no, we're not going to bow down to your idol. No, we're not going to worship your statue. Regardless of what happens afterwards, regardless if we die or not, or regardless if the Lord delivers us, we refuse to bow down to your idol. And that's the kind of attitude that us as sons of God and daughters of God, that's what we have to, that's really what we need to build, that type of backbone, right? Like no matter what Satan tries to throw at us, no matter what the world is trying to get us to conform to, like you will accept this, you will accept that, you will bow down to this. We, as the children of God, we have to say, no, we are standing on kingdom business and we are standing in faith, and we put all of our trust in God, and we are not worshiping any idol, right? We move by the Spirit, guys. We do not move by the flesh. The things of this world, money, power, lust of women, or any of that kind of stuff, lust of success, right? None of this stuff should be able to replace God in your life. Like you should always be pursuing Christ. You should always be pursuing God with your full heart and standing strong in your faith each and every day, no matter what. So that's the kind of attitude that we should have as children of God. So I really just wanted to leave you guys with that word today. And that's it, guys. Make sure to subscribe, like, leave a comment. And we'll be back at it again with another, probably another day in the life. Yeah, so we'll probably hit, I don't know, back and biceps or, I don't know, some other type of workout. But I'm going to leave you guys there. God bless, and I'll catch you next time.